Welcome, wonderful friends, to the Sunday rune and card readings. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredibly powerful full moon in Aquarius day. It's a blue moon. The astrodynamics today are extraordinary in terms of transformation, but transformation in a positive way, illumination, renewed hope, renewed optimism, a shift in the energy, helping us find clarity of direction. So an incredibly powerful day to be doing these readings, and I have no doubt that they will be very powerful readings. I've very specifically chosen 3 beautiful hearts to support us in the readings. We have selenite, aligning with the goddess, the moon goddess, Selene. We have flint, which actually connects in with courage, protection, and the divine masculine as opposed to the divine feminine. We also have this beautiful little tiger eye heart, bringing good fortune. So I'll talk a little bit more about these as guidance for each of the readings, but if you already know which reading is speaking to you, I'll put the timings in the information box below. But I also need to make a very exciting announcement, because today, on the day of this amazing full moon, we are launching the pre-order pages in our store. So if you wish to access or buy next year's Art of Manifestation, Astro-Moon diary and journal at a discounted rate, and all of ours are actually going to be signed as well, then you can start to pre-order today, and we'll be shipping out, I would imagine, during October. Now, you possibly will be able to access them more quickly on Amazon, and if you're on any of my email lists, I will let you know as soon as they are available via Amazon or anywhere else. So I will be emailing out, and over the next few weeks I will be making some videos to show how to use the diary and journal, making various, we'll be planning to do some live webinars as well about using the lunar energy and understanding how to use the journal and the diary, really in terms of navigating your life, aiding your manifestations so that you can consciously create with the universe. So very exciting times for us, and amazing energy today to be launching. Now, each month I give away a free private reading and a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. From now on, I will also be giving away, from now till Christmas and probably into the new year for January too, I will be giving away a diary and a journal every month as well. So if you'd like to be on that prize draw list, it is a subscriber offer. So do subscribe, put yourself onto that subscriber email list, and you will then be in our monthly draw ongoing. I'll put the link to that, as well as a link to the store and the timings of the readings, and links to our Facebook page where I post daily about the moon. I'll just shed loads of links there, so check it out. That will be in the information box and in the comments for phone users. Whew, I feel like I've said all I need to say in rather a mad rush. I'm picking up on the lunar energy. It's so vibrant today. So let us think about reading number 1. Reading number 1 is tuning in with the energy of selenite. Selenite is literally, it's like turbocharged lunar energy. You can see how it gathers the light, just as the moon gathers the light and at her fullest offers us profound opportunity for insight and illumination. Selenite does the same as a crystal. Really helps us to find clarity, and if you carry selenite around, especially during your meditations during the full moon, it really aids your ability to become a receiver, and literally to receive that illumination, that guidance. Reading number 2, we are using a beautiful piece of flint. Now this flint is naturally formed in the shape of a perfect heart. For me, this piece of flint really embodies the divine masculine. For anyone who has ever visited St Michael's Mount in Cornwall, here in the UK, about halfway up the cobbled sort of street, the pathway up to the top of the mountain, there is a natural stone, a heart-shaped stone in those cobbles. St Michael's Mount is where the Michael line comes into the UK. So it's a very, very, very powerful spot. So also does the Mary line. It's the first of the kissing points where the Michael and Mary lines cross. Very, very powerful energy. So this piece of flint, this beautiful flint heart for reading number 2 is really about the divine masculine. It's about courage. It's a talisman of protection, and it really helps, I think, to keep us on track, to keep us centered, to allow us to continue on our pathway of manifestation, to continue moving forwards. That's the energy of reading number 2. Reading number 3, we have this beautiful, very, very powerful tiger eye heart. Tiger eye is also a stone of protection. It's also said to bring good luck to the wearer. So it kind of creates a shift in fortune. It's quite interesting because I think reading number 1 is very much about the feminine and illumination. Reading number 2 about staying on track, courage, fortitude, keeping going. Reading number 3 is very much about transformation and a shift in fortune. So very, very different energy, although it is also a talisman in its own right. So that's the additional guidance for the 3 readings. Now, as well as runes, we are going to draw from several different tarot packs, and we're also going to draw from various oracle cards as well. Now, fitting on a full moon, I think we're going to use Moonology cards. That seems really, really appropriate. And we will draw 1 for each of the readings. We'll draw a spirit animal guide. Again, 1 for each reading. We are going to draw from the Akashic Tarot. One from each. We are also going to draw from the Light Seers Tarot. Ooh, wow, the card of the Magician has shown up. Now I'm putting this back in because really I think it's very important, but so very relevant to today's full moon. You know, the alchemist, the magician, the art of manifestation indeed. But I think because it's a pick a card reading, it's really important that we don't see the cards and that we really tune into our inner guidance, our intuition in choosing which of the readings, or indeed, yeah, which of them, or sometimes it's more than one, to tune into the ones that are appropriate and relevant to us today. Very interesting the way the cards are coming out. We do 4. And we are now going to draw our runes. You'll notice I always lay my runes right to left. It's just the way I read them. Cards left to right, runes right to left. Okay, so wonderful friends, I'm going to pause the video and I will actually see if I can maybe edit in the thumbnail that I will put at the beginning in case you just want to see the cards perhaps laid out. We will in a moment, press the video if you need to. I was going to say in a moment we'll obviously move into the readings, Press the pause button if you need a greater amount of time to really tune into whichever reading or readings are speaking to you. And if you're cross-watching for anyone, take time in between the readings that you align with for yourself. Get yourself into a bit of a meditative state if you're then going to realign and really tune into a different reading if you're cross-watching or inquiring on behalf of anyone else. Wonderful friends, I will see you in the readings. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 1. Let's have a little look at our runes first. Okay, so we have the rune of protection. I'm going to place them up here on the selenite. We have the rune of protection, we have the rune of openings. Now that's actually in reverse. And we have the rune of constraint. Okay, very interesting runes. So the rune of protection speaks of kind of control of the emotions. Now, as somebody who's worked with emotions a lot, for those of you that are new to me, I worked as an accredited counsellor for over 28 years. So I like to think about us being in relationship with our emotions. I understand, though, the nature of the control word. What it's kind of saying is don't be emotionally driven. Don't let your emotions drive you, whether that's in the highs or the lows. Listen to your emotions. Use the energy of them, the charge of them, but allow yourself to let your mind be in charge here. There are times to almost like listen to our feelings more than our mind. This is a listen to your mind. Don't let your feelings drive you. I think you're being asked to slow down. It's like, I think a part of you is wanting to move forwards, but there's something that you're needing to attend to first. The rune of constraint is interesting. Now, I may do some energy shifting, sometimes I do in a reading, but I feel that the rune of openings in reverse, it's not next to constraint. I feel as though you're actually being asked to slow down and attend to some kind of detail before you move forwards. It's not that there isn't a clarity of direction for you, although selenite will bring you the illumination you need. You're needing to pay attention to something. That's what I'm hearing. Let's have a look at our cards. So we have the Akashic Library. Now this is interesting because this would suggest that the direction that you're going to be shown, there is again, this reinforces for me the clarity of direction. You're moving forwards. It's quite interesting because it also says pay attention to the detail within a book. You could literally, it comes with a lovely message that says pick up any book, it doesn't matter what it is. But there is a book that carries a message for you. So whatever decisions you're making, wherever you are moving forwards, pick up any book, whether it's a novel or a reference book, open a page, and whichever sentence or word leaps out at you, there is a message there for you. We then have Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. So you are definitely going through a process of significant transformation. Now we also have the card, Your Dreams Need a Practical Plan. We have 7 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, and the Empress. I think we're going to make sure that all our cards, I think we'll line these up here and place these below. Right, I can see where this reading is going actually really, really clearly. Now, there are signs, signals being shown, things are being shown to you in terms of moving forwards. I think you have a clarity of direction. I think there is something in your world that you know that you desire, something you want to manifest, something you want to bring to fruition. Transformation is beautiful. Now, whether you are processing some aspect of your inner world or you are processing a circumstance, a relationship, you're manifesting something. Now, signs and signals are being shown to you, and I think you actually do have. It's really interesting. It's like you know the direction you want to go in. You know what it is you want to birth into the world, and you are being shown the way, but you are needing to pay attention to something. It's almost as if there are messages or signs or signals that are being shown to you, and it may be that you're not seeing them clearly, or you haven't quite worked out how to integrate those signs and signals into practical, pragmatic actions. It's almost like you know where you want to go, but you don't know exactly what the next step to take is. Or for some of you, it's almost as though there's so much going on, you don't quite know how to prioritize the next step forwards. Now, this is a really interesting reading, because it's the illumination here is to really tell you there's an affirmation, you're on track. The transformation that you are moving through is beautiful, it's right, it's appropriate. This is leading to, I want to say, good fortune, and you've created this. I really, really want to validate your achievements here. You've created this. The direction you're moving in is on the basis of the work you've been doing, whether that is inner or outer. It is going to come to fruition, and you are going to birth something into the world. It's just as you're not quite there yet. It's not quite completed. It's not quite finished. The signs are there. The signals are there. I want to say you're going to get validation along the way as well. But you do need to, there's some pragmatic work to be done. There's some attention to detail. It's like you've got to cross the T's, dot the I's. It's like if you've written a book and you're about to birth that into the world, you need to go through and do another final edit. It's not quite ready. There's something else you need to attend to along the way. It's not quite finished. Your desire is to do this, and that's coming. The transformation, the emergence here to its conclusion and completion and to its birthing into the world. You're well on track. Okay, but you do need to, keeps coming through, pay attention to the details, cross the T's, dot the I's, don't be in a hurry, allow it to emerge. I always feel the Empress, especially when she comes as the, we have 4 cards here. The Empress is, as the final card in this 4 tarot lineup, the Empress is really saying, look, the birthing will happen when it's ready. You can't force this to take place. Now, what I do want to say is, and this is really interesting, I'm being shown layers here. Something you're working on is part of a bigger picture. Okay? It's like it's a project that has a completion in its own right. Now, when I say project, it could be a creative project, it could be a career pathway, it could also be a relationship. But whatever it is that you are manifesting, it's part of something that's bigger. So it's like if you're working on a book, that book will become part of, it's almost like it could become part of a series, or it will become a stepping stone to the manifestation of a bigger dream. It's if you're looking at if you're working at a relationship, you're manifesting a relationship in your world, then you're going to see some initial stages of completion into birthing into reality, but it's part of a bigger picture. That's what I'm being shown. There are layers. Really, really interesting. But you're on track. If you ever find you are feeling stuck, or you're not sure, if you've got a choice of 2 different priorities that you need to attend to in a day and you're not sure, just open a book. The signs will be shown to you. That books are a part of this. So whether you are writing, thinking of writing, or indeed you are simply, books are there as part of the guidance that's being offered to you. In terms of the practicalities of things, seek guidance, within books. The Nine of Pentacles really is a card of success. It's a card of abundance. It's a card that says, you did it, you got there, you get the rewards you deserve. And I'm going to say Six of Wands, you're going to be in the spotlight, you're going to be in the limelight. Rewards are coming. But you are in the process of birthing something that leads to a bigger vision and a bigger dream, and the fulfillment of that. This is lovely. There's such validation. It's also encouraging. You know, don't be emotionally swept along. Don't try to rush something. Allow it to unfold. The way is becoming increasingly clearer. And yeah, I do see for some of you there is a feeling of kind of what to do next. It's so much crowding in. Take it one step at a time. Everything is going to emerge. This is full of fertility, this reading. Absolutely full of fertility. And even though you have the rune of constraint, it is interesting because the rune of constraint says when fishermen can't go to sea, they mend their nets. This reading in alignment with the full moon today is about holding optimism, hope. And I also want to say, you know, steady progress. Lean into that space of guidance. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's going to come to fruition. And that is not just in the initial stages of a project or even the foundation that you're currently laying. Whatever you're doing, it's leading to something that is way, way bigger. There's really something about you birthing the very best of you into the world. So very powerful reading, very positive. The universe is really supporting your transformation. And whatever you are working at, the universe is supporting you 100%. This is lovely. It really, really is lovely. So lean into that space of guidance. Open a book whenever you need to if you're not sure about what to do next or what to prioritize. That guidance is really being offered to you. Cross the T's, dot the I's. I don't feel I need to do any energy shifting here. This is really as it needs to be. The only reason the rune, I think, of openings is in reverse is because you're being asked to take it step by step. You don't need to be rushing at this. Just step by step, the way will be shown. Wonderful friends, very powerful reading. Very, very powerful. Such a validation. So much love to you. And yeah, just big respect. It takes a lot of hard work to get to this kind of position in whatever it is you are manifesting and doing. But it's a real validation of where you are here. And yeah, the bigger picture is important. So much aligned with the Aquarian energy, always having the bigger picture in mind, and knowing how we then fit with that in some way. So yeah, big respect to you, wonderful friends, and so much love. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 2. Beautiful divine masculine energy, the Michael energy coming in here with this gorgeous flint. Let's have a look at our runes. First rune is the rune of the self. This is a really amazing starting point. It's sort of the recognition that the starting point of everything is us. It's kind of like if we do the inner work, our outer circumstances then shift accordingly. We have the rune of fertility. This is a fruit-bearing rune. It requires you to complete something. It's like completion of beginnings. Something needs to be concluded or laid to rest or put down in order to move forwards, to move beyond and into something. Wow, and we have the rune of joy. So I want to say success, abundance, joy, out of darkness into light. The way becomes clear, a new dawn. You're shifting something, you're moving something. There's something deeply, deeply personal that you're attending to. And it's very, very important. I'm really hearing it, Archangel Michael coming into this reading. You are being offered courage. You are being offered the strength to bring something to a completion, to maybe let go of something in some way. Okay, Okay, starfish spirit, wonderful. Open to infinite possibility. One of keys, the architect. This is about building something. It really is building something quite amazing. We have Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness me. Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands, Eight of Swords. Don't let your past hold you back. This is amazing. This is really, really the power of this reading in terms of your capacity to build what you want, to have the courage. There's something about stepping up here as well. Stepping up and stepping away and stepping beyond. That's really, really coming through. Everything here is about you manifesting the pathway to your dreams. It's the energy here is incredible. The architect, you are the designer and the creator of your own world. Queen of Cups. I always feel she is, I don't know, the mistress of the dream time. That's what I feel like. She's able to step into, if we think of manifestation as being a process, we start with a dream, we start with a vision. We then have to make clear, we have to make a clear commitment to our intentions. You know, when we work with the lunar energy at the new moon, we're always working with both wishes and intentions, ideally. And in fact, actually, in next year's Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon journal, I've actually put a big section in there, not just about wishes, but also intentions. And, you know, the journal focuses on very specifically on the new moons and the full moons, using that energy in manifestation and also in the tribal moon cycles. I will be doing some live webinars about that. So kind of watch this space, and if you're on any of my email lists, I'll let you know as soon as we plan those dates. But for me, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, this is like the divine feminine and the divine masculine of the wishes and the intentions that make manifestation possible, really collaborate in terms of, gosh, harnessing that lunar energy. So even though this is a full moon, the relevance of the full moon here is so important, because the full moon illuminates what we need to let go of in order to release and cleanse and be free to manifest at our fullest. You're processing something, you're letting go of something, you are so close to this, to like a completion in some way. This is all about manifestation and success, opening yourself to infinite possibility, designing the shape of your world. You know, when we're centered in the here and now, without the hindrance of the past, we are actually then, in terms of creative manifestation, we're free to, you know, our actions in the here and now are creating our tomorrow. This is really powerful. You need to complete something and let it go. You know exactly what it is. I don't need to tell you what that is. I don't need, I mean, not that I would draw additional cards for a pick a card reading, but if this was a private reading or a personal reading, or even for a generic reading for the signs, I'd be drawing clarifying cards to see a little bit more about this. You know exactly what this is. You're leaving something of the past behind. It's been holding you back, it's lingered, it's got in the way, the energy of it has got in the way. It's like you've been wearing a coat that somebody gave you, and it's not yours to wear, it's not your colour, it's definitely not for you. Don't let your past hold you back. It is time to release something once and for all. Whew, I feel like I want to breathe out. Isn't that interesting? In fact, I am going to bring in some other little energy here to help, not even a little energy, I'm going to bring something in, helping with the clearing of this. This is literally a realigning you on a pathway to success. This is deeply personal to you. It's a letting go of something, a pattern of thinking, the residue of a past experience, a situation, a somebody, a group of people, an attitude, a something, for some even a circumstance. It's that sending love and walk away, moving beyond, stepping up and into a new space. Hold your dreams, know your entitlement to set the intentions to make those possible. This is a new pathway, a gateway. The letting go is really important. There's something deeply held within that must go. And this, you know, don't let your past hold you back. Everything is just so clear. What I'm going to do actually is bring in, I actually have here a juniper smudge stick. It's just sitting on my table, just over here. Juniper is an amazing amazing herb to burn, whether you burn loose juniper or you can get juniper oil actually. Juniper oil really helps us to cut cords, to sever the ties. If you imagine that everyone we've ever known, it's like there's an invisible, a bit like an umbilical cord, that actually comes out from our creative centre, just below the navel. We have thousands of cords to all the different people we've ever known. We can often use quartz crystals to sever those ties, but actually juniper is an amazing herb and an amazing oil to burn in ceremony if we wish to release something, to let go of something. So I have here you know, my little smudging pot. I've been burning sage and cleansing the area before, as always in my preparations, but I'm now going to actually burn some juniper and just assist in the letting go. Feels lovely, lovely cleansing, releasing energy. So sit with the cards while I'm doing this. Sit with the energy. Listen to your body. I'm really feeling that it's within you. Okay, and I'm just going to use the symbol. It's a sacred symbol, silver cross and circle of light. We cut that cord. We sever that cord. We are no longer letting the past hold us back in any way. And what I am going to do in shifting this energy, we'll leave that burning there within our reading. Oops. I'm actually going to move this to the past. And I'm going to move that to the past. I'm going to bring in the card of new beginnings. We are achieving completion here. Something of the past is over. Again, Archangel Michael coming in. He lends you his courage. He lends you his fortitude. You're actually letting go of something that was actually really very challenging. Some things have been coming up actually quite often in the readings over the last few weeks. Significant number of people experiencing the impact of a narcissistic relationship or a narcissistic community, or of being bullied or targeted in some way. It's consistently been coming through. And I know that you have been working with this ongoing. There is real validation here, actually, real acknowledgement of this level of work. Archangel Michael very clearly coming in, offering you support, courage, guidance, walking with you as you transform and as you let go. We will do one final little piece of symbolic letting go, using the juniper, cutting those cords, cutting the cords that tie you, creating that space of new beginnings. Silver cross and circle of light. Lovely shift in energy. Time to breathe out. You are now the architect of your world. You are designing your future. You are invited to open yourself to infinite possibility. Dare to dream and dare to believe. Wonderful energy carried across the gap by the wings of heaven, the rune of joy, a new dawn out of darkness into light. Wow, I have to say this to you, the most stunning dragonfly, again, transformation, has literally just flown past my window. Given that it's actually quite cloudy, it's quite dark still, it's quite early. This is not a bright and beautiful day today in terms of the weather. That is extraordinary. I see that very much as a sign and a validation of that transformation. Very magical end to our reading number 2 today. Wonderful friends, so much love to you. Yeah, and I do make sure you're on one of my mailing lists if you want notification of of the live webinars where we're going to look at working with the lunar energy and becoming far more active and yeah, far more, what's the word, productive, far more able to consciously create our future in working with the lunar energy. So much love to you all. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 3. Let's have a look at our runes. This is the rune of wholeness. This is interesting because the rune of wholeness is really about individuation. It's about us becoming us. It's about our unique individual pathway. Sometimes it indicates that it's kind of like there's only one way to go. So it can sometimes indicate choices, but you're needing to walk in a particular direction. We have the rune of disruption. This is always rather like the planet Uranus, the energy of Uranus, the Great Awakener. Disruption is the Great Awakener. It's the same kind of energy. It's interesting. Sometimes the Great Awakener can bring a situation or a circumstance that kind of literally wakes us up. It could be a sudden circumstance, a sudden something. It can also indicate almost like a sort of a gradual coming to our senses about something. We suddenly realise something, we see it clearly. We have the rune of signs as well. Signs, signals, synchronicities, which suggests that you're going to be shown something. It may also mean that you are going to be shown the way. And you may be shown the way through disruption, in which case, if you think you're on course and something doesn't work out exactly as you thought, we're being asked then to trust that the universe kind of has the upper hand and knows what is needed. There may be a diversion or an interruption with purpose. So let's have a look at our cards. This is interesting. What's your words? We have the King of Scrolls in reverse, and look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. So we have Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups. Okay, so there's an element here of what I would call of love, of relationship coming through into this reading. For those of you who are involved in some aspect or some process of relationship, this is really interesting. The King of Scrolls can sometimes indicate somebody leaving our world. Okay, so that for me is quite an interesting card sitting in the middle. If this was in an upright position, I'd be thinking, well, this is a relationship reading. Somebody coming into your world of substance, of clarity, very clear in their own, sometimes perhaps quite set in their own ways is coming through here. This is interesting. So I do feel someone may be walking into your world from a relationship perspective. Now, it could be a career pathway here. It may be a career pathway. It could be a business partnership, something like that. Or someone coming into your world who's quite logical, quite methodical. So if it is a love interest, if it's a relationship, it may be, I mean, I'm seeing happiness and contentment here. I'm seeing things kind of working. I'm seeing actually quite a nice balance here between what I would see as a creative person and a more methodical thinking person with success here. And yet there is a caution sitting underneath. Disruption. What's your words? The King of Scrolls in reverse, which can suggest somebody departing, or maybe somebody needing your guidance or your wisdom in some way. Look at the bigger picture. Something is needing to be brought into awareness here. That's what I'm being shown. It's very interesting. I feel like I have a dilemma between the cards at the top here and the cards at the bottom, almost like a slightly mixed message. And so I think this is really important that we listen to that contradiction here, because this top row of cards is speaking to me of someone walking into your world who is quite methodical. They're quite organized, they're quite, but it may be that they haven't, it actually may be that they have another agenda that they're not actually telling you about. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is quite money orientated sometimes. You know, he knows what he wants, he knows where he's going. You're being asked to think about this. There is there's love in the air here. This is the really interesting thing. It may be that you're navigating or negotiating something as well. I said someone coming in, possibly a business partnership. If you're navigating or negotiating something, whether it is, I do think it's with someone, whether it is within a romantic relationship, or you're negotiating within a business contract of some sort, or you are negotiating and navigating a work situation, this is to do with another person. Or another, it's definitely, I'd say another person rather than a group. You're having to engage with someone. Now I'm seeing success, but you're also being cautioned to be thoughtful and look at keep the bigger picture in mind. Okay, I do see success here, but you do need to hold an overview. Something needs to be brought to light. The King of Scrolls in reverse. Sometimes it can indicate the breaking down of a relationship in some way, which means that something is not being said. You know, that elephant in the living room scenario, or we've missed something in a negotiation. We haven't quite picked up on something. We didn't read the small print, and it's really important to do so. I do see success coming. For some of you, it may be you've got too embroiled in the small print, and you're needing actually to stand back and see the bigger picture. But one way or the other, something is needing to be seen more clearly before you proceed. And yet there is really only one way to go. There's only one direction to go in. The Rune of Wholeness speaks of a move forwards. I feel as though whatever this is for you, it's significant. It carries significance. If it's a personal relationship, I would like to say there is work to be done together. There is something that you are going to be able to assist each other in. It may even be that the coming together of, it's not even chalk and cheese as such, but there's something about difference holding that incredibly creative space of opportunity. I mean, it's my own personal view that our differences, if we are open to listening and open to growth, difference, it's humanity's greatest source of creative potential in terms of growth, of learning, of evolution. But we're not always open to difference. Sometimes it can feel a bit scary or a bit daunting. There's something that's having to be navigated or negotiated here. That's what I really, really hear. I do feel it's going to come together harmoniously. Whether you are needing to be conscious of your own interests, you also need to be conscious of the other person's. Everything here is speaking to me of difference. Being mindful of your words, navigating thoughtfully, be considerate, hold the bigger picture, look at everybody's perspectives. There is simply something that has to be brought to light here in order for the solution to be found. This is the transition that Tiger Eye speaks of. It's about transformation in some aspect of your world, transformation to success. Yeah, there's work to be done here. But hold the vision of the bigger picture. There's something about really valuing a difference here. But there's success. It's a real, I do feel this massive contradiction of energy here. What I think I'm going to do is do a little bit of realignment of energy here in terms of the King of Scrolls. Okay, because you're simply being asked, you're being asked to it's holding the higher vision. There's something within the negotiation or the coming together that actually is of real value to you, to all parties. Real value. You're being shown the signs. There's only one way to go here. And your route to success, do you know, again, I'm hearing something. For some of you, the route to success is somebody coming into your world and appreciating difference. For others, the route to success is holding the bigger picture, seeing it and letting somebody go, recognizing that maybe your differences would be too great. Yeah, I think part of the contradiction is that the messages that are coming through are, as a generic reading, they're different for some of you than others. For some of you, this is a relationship which is going to become a really strong working alliance, and what you're navigating is going to be very beneficial. For others, actually walking away, seeing the bigger picture and recognizing that maybe your differences, you can still appreciate those differences, but that actually there's an incompatibility there that would be so great that it would mean trying to navigate it would be quite challenging, but you can still learn from those differences and build, you know, a solid and conscious separation. So for some it's a coming together, for others it's a separation. But the signs are there. You're being shown what you need to see. Okay, so it's interesting. What I'm going to do with the energy shift here is I'm going to say, watch your words, be thoughtful of your navigation, be thoughtful of your contract making. Think about how and what you say and how you speak it. Also watch the words of the other person, listen to them. Words, sometimes it's helpful for us to listen not just to what's being said, but also to what isn't being said, if that makes sense. Very helpful. So that helps us to look at the bigger picture, to hold that higher vision here, shifting that energy. What I'm going to do with the King of Scrolls, because really he's holding a reversal position, in order to shift the energy of this forwards, what I'm actually going to do is move this. So sit with the cards as they are right now. I'm going to move it into a horizontal position. The energy is moving forwards however we look at this, whether this is someone who is coming into your world and your differences will balance amazingly, and this will become a really seriously creative union where, you know, there's work to be done, and that work will become beneficial to you both individually and, you know, in a bigger way. Or whether it is someone exiting your life because your differences, however appreciative you are, there's a lack of compatibility, so actually it's not going to kind of work terribly well in the long run. You can succeed, but it might not be the most relaxing of relationships or working arrangements. One way or the other, what matters here is your own pathway to wholeness, walking that spiritual pathway. So yes, whatever's going on here, see the bigger picture. And if there is a disruption, use that disruption as an opportunity to look and to see what you are being shown. The signs, the signals are there for you. You are being shown things that will allow you to see the bigger picture and navigate this situation accordingly. I mean, this is you know, a shift in fortune. So very, very important. Tiger Eye, a stone of protection, a shift in fortune, bringing good luck to the wearer. So there is a shift taking place here. If there are disruptions, trust they are of value and with purpose, and they are showing you what you need to see. Okay, so very interesting energy. Another message just coming through as I feel I'm concluding. Again, for some of you, I want to say that there may be more than one person coming into your world. All of which are leading to fruition, but you may, again, the negotiation, you may have to be navigating more than one opportunity, whether this is an intimate relationship or whether it is a business partnership or something with a colleague or some situation that involves a negotiation with another person. I think for some of you there's more than one person around, and you're needing to make a choice in some way. The signs will be shown to you. There is a pathway that you must follow, and it's the one that aligns. It aligns with your kind of calling and destiny, actually. Very powerful. listen to the signs that are being shown. It's really important. Signs, signals, synchronicities. Yes, I think it may be that for some of you there is more than one person coming into your world, or more than one option or choice available to you. Again, look at the bigger picture. Watch your words. Don't get tangled up. Stand back and become an observer of what you are shown, and the way will become clear. Wonderful friends, so much love to you. Namaste.